Hey everyone, welcome to A Little Bit Woo Woo. Today we are going to talk about, and I had to write this down, sensitive soul self-care during solar flares. And right now I'm going to post this the same day that we're recording it. So you guys are going to get to know what to do if you're a sensitive soul, which if you're watching this, you are, during the solar flares, which are happening right now. So tell us about that, Mara. You're awesome.
Thank you, Jill. It's cool to be back. So today, and it is February 16th,
February 16th.
we just got another big solar flare. And this one is not pointed at the Earth. It is pointed away from Earth off of what they call the Western Limb, pointing south, more down than directly at us. But the various types of frequencies that get released by the sun during a solar flare, they will impact the Earth. They are impacting the Earth. And when that happens, the consciousness of this flare, and that's where I come from a shamanic point of view on this, and this is where we're talking about sensitive souls. The consciousness of this flare, along with the photons and all the energy, hits the Earth, and it goes into our outer atmospheres, and it comes actually in through the North Pole into the Earth itself. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? All that energy from the sun actually enters the Earth and it shakes things up. And that's why you have things like the Schumann resonance going off the charts. Schumann resonance is this vibrational measurement that we can take of really low frequencies in the Earth. A lot of people understand that they are sensitive to that. And overall, what's happening is we are getting charged. The layers of the Earth's atmosphere act like what's called a resistor, which is, think of us with our own natural filters. We're like, I don't want to hear that. I do want to hear that. I don't want to go there. I do want to hang out with that person. Well, the magnetosphere and the ionosphere around the Earth, that's our own buffer zone and system that's helping to protect us, but also that's where the Schumann resonances bounce around with the Earth and create that extra vibration here in the Earth. So basically what's happening is overstimulation, tons of information that's coming through on this cosmic internet, if you will. And anybody who is a sensitive soul, but hasn't had a chance yet to find out what works for them, they might get laid out by these experiences. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And I think it's important to point out here that there's a sensitive soul in your house that's already being affected. Some of you guys have heard it. That noise is a parrot. Yes?
Right. That's Poncho the parrot. And he is very vocal today. He's been really good, but today especially, he's super vocal. So we gotta send him some love so he can settle in while we do our thing here.
So I love that. So how is that affecting people? Are we going to expect more conflict among people, or we all just need to calm down, or we're getting more ideas? How can we utilize this energy?
Well, I think, first of all, if a person, a sensitive soul, hasn't found a way to ground yet, that's where they want to start. How do you ground? And since all this information is literally getting processed through the Earth, I even wrote a little thing about this today and put it on social media. Find a way to get outside, get your feet on the ground, and let those energies that are building up in you go into Mother Earth. Ground, let it go down. Or you can even breathe, close your eyes, lift your hands up, and imagine you're pulling the Mother Earth to you. It's a different way of experiencing grounding. So that would be the first thing, would be find a way that can help you ground. Put a little salt under your tongue, stick your feet in water, take 3 deep breaths. That's for everybody. Now there's sensitive souls that have been working on their own tuning system. And I think that's what we need to look at it as, is how is your tuning system helping you or hurting you? So if you just are going, I want the downloads, bring it on.
Dangerous words, by the way. Dangerous words.
I know. You can get blown out. That's a lot of energy that's come in the month of February from the sun. I think it's been 4 X flares as well as M flares. as well as all the astrology of this month. And remember, all these flares actually impact the other planets too. So it affects those archetypal energies. But I won't go there today. We'll just stay with how do we take care of the sensitive souls. So if you have been feeling overwhelmed, Mara, I don't know what to pay attention to, I feel dizzy, I have a headache, there's ringing in my ears, then that's the time to imagine yourself tuning into just one station. Like take a little breath, do a little meditation, even watch something that's super compelling for you, like a movie or a YouTube podcast or something that really pulls you in. Maybe even some music that soothes you. The bottom line is say no to all the downloads. Say later, because they're all going in the earth. It's all available. You can tap in later. Just don't try to eat them all at one time and let it go down. If, on the other hand, you are a sensitive soul who is getting sick, who is getting nappy, who feels like you're under a lot of water pressure, you know that sense of there's just so much pressure coming in, then you need to connect with other people and find your pod, and where you all can just set up an intentional resonance around you that is shielding you and protecting you. You are in no shape to actually receive and work with these energies. You need to take care of yourself. And for some of us, that's eating a certain food that with the music, but finding other souls with whom you can relax, but not build a misery party over,
Yeah, I get that.
That amplifies the downside of all this. Instead, focus on what brings you back to center, peace, joy, and define, like, okay, I have to go yin, I have to relax, I have to rest. That's okay. That's what you need to do. So if you get over amplified, you want to ground. And if you get over you get down, you get sucked down, then you want to protect.
It's interesting you bring that up, because I always notice, when you come on the show and you talk about things like this, I pay attention, because I see a lot of, in my reading clients, I see a lot of people at this place of the old is leaving, the new is coming in, yet I don't really know what that is. Can that be part of that? It seems to be a lot of people are asking me about new direction. Should I be doing this new direction? How should I move to the next thing?
Yeah, that's the astrology of right now. I mean, that's just one aspect of the sun and the earth are in an intense conversation right now, because we know we're in intense times. We need some vibrational shifts. All the personal planets in the sky are moving into Aquarius, and they're passing Pluto, who's at 0 degrees Aquarius. I feel like we talked about this before. So our idea of how we're looking at things, our idea of what our femininity is, what our masculinity is, what our values and feelings and decisions and actions we want to take, they're all changing. And then next week, Mars and Venus conjunct, and it's a whole new embracing of what creation is for us. I mean, everybody is experiencing a big shift, and some folks may not be aware of it because they're not tuning in, but yeah, totally valid.
What would you say? Because I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what I'm hearing you say is, like, maybe now is a good time to write down ideas for your next business, or write down ideas for your next fun play, just to start to let those ideas marinate. Because I'm hearing you say that you'll start to get more information on what those next directions are. Would that be accurate?
I think it's already been coming in.
Okay.
I think anybody who is still kind of going, I need to learn more, I need to know more, might need to just do something. This is definitely a time to start taking those actions, even if they're small. Okay, that you can over prepare and then never do anything. Analysis paralysis. So you can be in the
I resemble that remark.
No, you can be in this unfolding right now, because again, all our personal planets are getting the Aquarian and Pluto blast at the same time. And then if you're like me, where I have so many planets in that first decan of Aquarius, where all this action is happening, I'm like getting the high intensity exponential bombardment of this energy. So I'm like in the middle of that stew, that alchemical process right now. But I've been doing research. I've been taking classes. I've been having deep conversations with my guides, and I've been engaging in profound energy work with really good healers. So I'm ready. I'm doing the thing. So everybody's feeling that pressure, Jill, to make a shift, to make a change. And it is a good time to just get started. Do one little thing. Actually do a thing as opposed to thinking about it.
I love that. Love that. Yeah. Is there anything, just last to end on this, is there anything people shouldn't be doing? Like, don't buy a car. I'm not saying that's not a real example, but just like, is there anything that you shouldn't be doing right now?
Well, I really hate to should on people.
I know, but fair enough.
I hear where you're coming from. Blaming. I asked my guys, they said blaming. Just stop blaming. Stop blaming yourself. Stop blaming other people. Stop blaming the economy. Stop blaming the weather. Stop blaming the parrot in the other room screaming. Stop blaming. It is a waste of your energy. Start asking. Get curious. Find out. Learn more. Why am I irritated by this? Look into it. Yeah. Stop blaming. That's the advice from the guides.
I love it. It sounds like research. Go for a drive. Walk around without your shoes on outside, even if it's 40 degrees outside. There's no snow on our ground over here, but it is pretty cold. And play with the parrot.
Play with the parrot. Yeah. If you and let me sneak this in. If you can't put your feet on the ground because there's snow or ice, or like you said, it's 40 degrees. You don't want to. I'm like that. I like my feet to be warm. Do you have salt? Do you have some Epsom salt? Pour it in a pan and put your feet right on those Epsom salts. Put your feet in hot water with Epsom salts. Think about grounding. Make sure you bring some of the dirt, if you can, inside and add it to the Epsom salts if you want to. So there are ways to get around the perceived obstacles. There usually are.
Love it, love it, love it. So thanks once again, Mara. You're awesome. I will put her contact information in the description. Please like and subscribe. I wouldn't feel right if I didn't ask that. So thanks, guys. Hope this was helpful. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.